starting. So you'd have been safe on the ground. That's all.
We
Yeah,
are
what's
live
going?
and direct. Good thing I wasn't flying a plane or anything like that tonight. Because I swear. Hitting the big wheel. Are we live? Yes, and then there will be challenges in life too, young man.
Oh
All
yes,
days
sir.
won't be as easy as others.
Real
Said
good.
to me once when I was a child.
That's why they said strength.
And it's reigned true to this day. I don't know if y'all can find us if y'all thought we wasn't on tonight, but I can understand with us jumping on 25 minutes after the hour. If you found us, you got a notification. All good. Anyway, we're going to proceed. Shall we proceed, my brothers?
Yes, you can.
To give you what you need.
Hold on.
Indeed.
Yeah, you say, say it like you mean it.
That was K.
Proceed to give you what you need.
Good Margaret Nick. Thank you, Margaret, for doing this.
Margaret Nick in the bed. Love you to life. You know that, right?
Number one stunner.
What?
You got Margaret's Margaret, I need your cash app. Margaret. So you can put me on to the parlay.
Yeah, we ain't playing with the thing.
Can you put out a message?
Get it in.
Delay, folks.
Here we go.
But
it's a nice boat
sounds
right
good,
there.
Marcus, sounds good. So anyway, we're gonna keep it rocking. Had some technical issues. My apologies. It's all on me, not on the brothers right there. So take full
It's all
responsibility.
good.
But let's keep it cranking anyway. So Q, let's just jump in right on into what's on tap.
Yes, sir.
Folks know what's happening.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We're glad to meet you this evening as we go through the holiday season. And you know what? There are quite a few things to talk about tonight. A couple of things we want to talk about. One segment, one tasty beverage. We're going to talk gift and the cost. But first, with that, we're going to talk about that mystery in the sky. How should we be about those unexplained drones that are flying around everywhere? New Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and others. And we're not being told a lot about what's going on. We're going to talk about that a lot tonight. We want your input, as always. How you feel about that. All of that, we have another tasty beverage. This tasty beverage is going to deal with the holidays. You know, it goes on with the holidays. And one of the things we want to talk during the holidays is relatively new phenomenon. I shouldn't say phenomenon, but something that has caught on. Ugly holiday sweat. That's caught on, and you know it's really caught on socially. They're based around it and things of that nature. Whole days at work based upon. We talk about holiday Christmas ugly sweaters. Is it a yay for you or a nay for you? Talk about that. Then we're going to talk about something that's kind of affects. We'll talk about holiday spending and how we should be spending our money during the holidays. How to stay within that, work within that, and to go forward from there. And with that being said, Laddie, I'm going back to you, brother. Let's get going here.
Okay, I don't think we have a Facebook popping tonight, so my apologies for that. But look, it was technical difficulties tonight, so. But look, we're gonna keep it moving regardless. It's YouTube or bust, and we are
we in the middle of a psychological
yep. Check it out.
right now?
Come back on the other side.
Or of drone sightings.
Volume. Turn it up a little.
More weird stuff every single day.
Were they human or non-human?
Non-human. Alone. You deserve to know how to tell what the hell is going on. I just did a very confidential talk to my inner circle last night, but I think that you need to see this. A lot of people are wondering what the hell is going on. What if I told you that the most dangerous thing is happening, but it's instead? If you just think about it for a second, there's decades of silence on UFOs, and now the government is obsessed with talking about them. I want to show you exactly what the plans and motivations are if this is being done on purpose. I want to walk you through a foolproof way on how to spot public manipulation. I'm also maybe going to talk about what to do if it's actually alien. If you don't know, I'm that trains PSYOPs. I'm the person that teaches this kind of companies and stuff. So the government's kind of gone from decades of denial to throwing around terms like UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, official hearings. Add to that this sudden rise in reports of drones all over the place, these sightings and emergency declarations that are going on, I think in New Jersey right now. And it feels like prepped for something. But what are we being prepared for? Let's dig in. So why would this be happening right now? So we're going to go both sides. It's aliens, not aliens. Let's do both sides here. Most governments don't just usually open up things like this without a reason. With all governments, when they start pushing a narrative, most often to serve a bigger agenda, if this is done. So here are three possible reasons I can think of why this might be happening. Number one, a distraction tactic. When huge issues are brewing, like economic instability, political unrest, global crises, somebody's done something bad and it's about to get in the news, usually and very often create some kind of distraction. Remember when the Pentagon released UFO footage in 2020? Conveniently happened during a global pandemic, this chaotic thing that was going on in the entire world that we all suffered through. Number two, using fear as a tool. So fear unites people. So if there is a big enough, and I want you to remember, if you're just listening to me right now, I'm searching counter or something like that, and you're making dinner, I said the word threat with huge quotes around it. If there's a threat big enough, like UFOs, people are more likely to trust leaders, give up freedoms, and rally behind whatever sin that they're offered. It's the same playbook used during the Cold War. This was Red Scare for that reason. Or post 9/11 with the War on Terror and the Act. And then number three, testing the waters. This goes BC years. All three of these things go back to the BC years. It's something that's original. So governments tend to test and gauge how. So if we accept UFOs as real and we don't, that means we can kind of escalate the narrative without any pushback. So think of it like slow drip instead of pouring it all out at one time. What's happening right here? Number one is a normalization phase. So just steadily leaking UFO footage, holding hearings, using terms like UAPs all the time. The government makes the idea of something seem reasonable. So this keeps people curious, but not panicked. Curious, but not panicked. The second part of this is setting the stage.
For Bill. All
All
right.
right, look. Here's the questions, brother. We're gonna start off. Let me get them all off the screen. Let's just go around the horn. I'm gonna start with you, Arden. What you think the source is of drones coming from? Where's this coming from? What's your thoughts on that?
I have, to confirm. I mean, is it what they're saying? I really believe that too much because one, it took too long. Two, I mean, this has been going on for quite a while. I mean, technically, drones. I saw a cluster of drones in Annapolis probably like years ago, and only reason why I can say somebody came outside and they were outside with me, and it was not like a small drone, a personal type of drone. It wasn't a drone you and I would have. It was probably 4 to 6 feet high, and it was a cluster of them, 5 or 6 drones. But yes, I can't say what it is. I don't know if it's us. I don't know if it's somebody else. You know, we have no idea. And you know, when it's so much ambiguity, um, it's really difficult to say without being reckless.
What about you, Q or Kenny? What any or are you want to take a stab? I know you say you don't know, but you want to take a stab at what you might think it might be.
Are you addressing me or are you addressing Art?
No, I'm saying Art one more time. Do you want to take a stab at your gut intuition?
Oh no, I don't. I don't want to throw anything out there. You know,
Okay.
it's reckless. I mean, for real. You know what I mean?
Okay.
People talking.
I
What
mean,
people
just
are
a
doing.
question.
People are just talking.
Okay. How about Kenny or Q? Y'all want to take a stab or a thought at?
I'll jump in. I'll jump in and say this. If it's one of our adversaries, when I say adversary, I mean if it's from another country, humanity, that says a lot about our defenses and our defenses. To have them flying over our military bases, naval ships, unrestricted areas, and not be shot down, that shows the weakness of our defense system. And that's frightening. If it is ours,
I hear you on that. I hear you on that. But we more trying to direct to source. So
that's what I'm trying to be finished. I'll be able.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to get to that. Okay. If it's not that, if it's someone, if it's another country, we're weak defensively. If it's ours, why wouldn't we just say, why is it flying over our own stuff like that? But if it's from a non-human intelligence, from a non-human intelligence, that's scary because it's obvious that we can't control it. We can't shoot them down. We're all afraid to shoot them down, and because we don't know what that could lead to.
okay, we're gonna dive into that.
And to
don't
me,
mean to cut you
that's
short,
the most logical explanation to me. Non-human.
and we're gonna dive into more questions on this. So I'm just trying to get to the pinpoint if y'all thought it was a source, and then we can kind of dive deeper. What about you, Kenny?
I don't want to speculate on the source of it, but I do believe, I don't want to say too much before we get into the next segment, but I do believe more is known than is being told as 9% of the time it is. Because advances our military and our detection systems are and have been, I just have a problem believing, like E said, these things are flying over restricted areas, military bases, have nuclear power and different points of interest, and nobody anything. I don't know, and I do believe there are entities that know. But we'll get into that a little more on the show.
Well, since y'all jumped ahead on that, there's the question right there. Any one of y'all?
Obviously, it's a threat. To me, obvious threat. If we can't do anything about it or do anything about it, it's a threat. Because we know what they want. If it's from, like I said, if it's from Russia, and they're able to come into our airspace like unencumbered, because that's basically what's happening. They're coming in unencumbered. If they're able to do that, that is a direct threat to security. Direct threat. And if it's some planet, Jesus, that's even more of a threat because we don't know what's going on. So is it a threat? Yeah, of course it's a threat. Of course. Unless our government comes clean and tells us some kind of experimental craft of our own. And why that just wouldn't make sense to me though. That wouldn't make sense. Why experimental craft and you're trying to keep that low profile, why have everybody seeing it? That doesn't make sense. Kenny, Art, go ahead. You guys take it at that.
Well, they couldn't stop everybody from seeing it. Everybody's cameras now. You know what I'm saying? It's a different day. You know, than 30 years, 60 years ago, where somebody had to pull out a camera to catch that. Now everybody's running around with really good cameras and phones, so you're seeing it over and over again, where people are posting it and showing it. But I think it's a threat. Yeah, because it's the unknown, and more importantly, if they can't fit, then that's a whole nother level. But the thing is that you've had so many times where over the areas that you've had reports from pilots that seen stuff that they couldn't explain. This is a little bit different because people can say that it's a drone, and I'm throwing names out like drones. It's a situation. Okay, you got a picture in your mind. Yeah, I see you got that. What you got, Q?
You were saying, I was saying that people can see it. If it was ours and we did want it to be seen, why would we fly it over heavily populated areas? We take that into some area, which what they call the flyover states, or it's like Iowa, someplace where it's open space where they can do that kind of stuff. Have way fewer eyeballs on it instead of a major metro areas where people everywhere, as you just said, have cameras, cell phones, and things of that nature. That's why I said it wouldn't make sense to me if it's ours. To even fly it and it was space flight, it really doesn't make sense.
There's one other option I was trying to, and that is what governments are very good at, and that's distractions. They're going on in the world right now. And for us to spend this month talking about drones that haven't had any incidents in reference to any problems. Nothing's been attacked. Nothing's been assaulted. There's so much going on that we can really talk about. People losing their lives around the world, and so many places on the brink of war. That it could be a hell of a decision, truthfully. And do I believe that they're giving us a truthful? No, I generally don't believe that, because we generally don't get. We usually get 70 to 80% of the truth, and the real meat and potatoes of it is what's left out. But why would we want a distraction? It's a whole bunch of reasons. Um, I don't see why. It's like I said, it's a lot going on internally and internally. That could be talked about with this time, or with time that's going on. Everybody's talking about these but the other aspect of it is they're seeing firsthand what drones are doing in the theater of war, and that's what they're really not showing everybody, how they're utilizing drones in the theater of war. That's really the big concern, if it isn't us, and if it isn't people from here.
That's
The other side is that we got a lot of people here
is.
that could be in another country working on behalf of somebody else that's already in the country that can have these drones and be shooting them off wherever. So it's definitely some answers to be gotten. Kenny, what you got, brethren?
I'm going to answer the second part question first, because that's the most important thing. Do you think the government officials are giving us proof of updates? And just like you said, absolutely not. We're usually not privy to that information. And the reasons why, there's only two reasons. One, what is true, they have no idea, which I don't believe personally, that what they're saying is true. They're not going to give you truthful information. We don't know, because we're the United States government. We're supposed to know this. And the part why not is they do know. Know what they're doing. This, like you said, is part of some distraction, some big test, or something like that. But either way, they're not giving us truthful updates. And does it a risk for national security? Absolutely. If they really don't know controlling these drones, which I've seen, and it's been a lot in a month, but if they really don't know, that is definitely a threat to national.
Hold up, real quick,
I'm
Lenny, let me.
gonna add. Excuse me. I'm gonna add a third question to the mix, and you can just kind of segue from what you're gonna answer now, and then weave into this third question as well. As far as solutions that the U.S. officials have to solve these problems, do you have any solution? Well, go ahead, answer and kind of segue.
Is that Q?
No, you was in the middle of your sentence.
No, I mean, what solutions they have to the problem? I mean, they have things to detect those type of devices flying, and there's a few things I'm sure they have that can. Well, actually, I know there are things that can the communication between somebody communicating with that device and go awry, and they'll lose control of it. So there are different devices that they have that can offset that. Concern, what I've been hearing is the devices that could be programmed via AI. So then there's me on the ground communicating with it. Thus, you can't cut communication off from it because there's nobody communicated. It's pre-programmed with a destination or a mission, and it executes. That's the big concern I see. What I would ask everybody is that on the side of why would I tell you the truth? Sometimes the truth is such where you may not really want to know the truth. I'm saying, and thus you might not want everybody to know the truth because then you have absolutely freaking pandemonium.
Yeah,
But
mass hysteria.
You know what,
yes,
Art?
indeed. Go.
I haven't said much on this subject, but on that last statement you just said, I think that people do want the truth, and whether they can handle it, I think they still want it. And I think that
Okay.
I think that the citizens of the United States are grown up enough to hear the truth. Now, how they react, that's a so separate thing altogether. But I think they do want to know the truth. Anyway, I'll leave it there because I don't want to, have a lecture.
Well, I think they deserve the truth too. Also, not only do they want to know the truth, but they deserve, man. But this is a pattern that has gone on for over a century, where things are withheld for us, and it's almost on a need to know basis, and it's not fair to the American people and to the American public to be spoon fed that way. I like Mimi's call. Mimi said there was some stuff leaked about that.
I like that too.
But once again, if you're doing experimental stuff, most of the time they want that stuff to be top secret, and doing it over certain areas, which can be dangerous at that, is dangerous to the American public. If you're doing it over major metropolitan area.
If you heard if we went back to the video, and I purposely selected that video for a reason, because the guy that spoke in the video before we started answering questions about this or diving deep into our dialogue about this, he said that there's only a few reasons why this happened. He said he worked in intelligence that dealt with this area as a specialty, and he says, similar to what Arden was saying, he said let's take both sides of it. Remember, he said let's take this is the government doing something, or if this really is aliens. And he says no matter what, there's 2 or 3 steps that go down this progression, and one of those steps is it's like a tester. Like when we used to be in sales hard, we used to have what's called a test close. So along our presentation, we was testing you by throwing little words or phrases out to see if you was ready to buy. We could tell by
how you would be
if you was ready to buy or not. And so this guy said the same analogy within this arena, that they may be doing this because there's a big reveal that's going to come down the pike pretty soon, and they're trying to test the appetite.
They're testing the reaction. They're testing the reaction.
They create a path to it, creating a path to it, and slowly walking you to it. Slowly walking.
They want to see how the American people are going to react to this. That's
a little bit at a time.
And when I seen that, Mimi, that was a great point, because I really truly believe.
Yeah, great.
So let me throw my fourth question and my last question about this, and I think I did have another question, but I just wanted to
go louder, Lenny.
Fourth question number 4. Curious, because I know how our government is. How do you think this situation, just for the audience too, how do you think this situation will finally play out? Will things escalate to a significant concern for the public? And I mean a significant, something where we say, oh shit, the world stopped. We all on this because this is it. Because don't nothing else matter if we don't solve this. One of those type of level of significances. Or will the sightings slow down to a complete halt, gradually slow down, and you don't hear or see about it no more, just like the air balloons and all kinds of other things, or whatever, COVID or whatever it is. And the public, we're so damn gullible and so naive that we just will quickly forget about that shiznick and go on to the next P. Diddy story or some shit like that comes into play. You know what I'm saying? That's just how.
Well, Lenny, what happens is
it's fickle.
What happens is things become normalized, more or less, and as it's fed out. After a while, it becomes normalized. You say, "Oh, drones. Okay, no, it's about drones. We've heard about drones now. It's no big deal. No big deal. No big." And it becomes, like I say, normalized, and people become accepted. But unless there's some significant incident in place, if there's one that's crashed or something and found to be the technology is from not our own, if something is not our own, if it's something from another country or something beyond that, then the escalation can grow rapidly. rapidly because there'll be some real public concern at that point. But it is a noise that takes place when people start to see these drones all over the place. They're going to say, oh, that's just until there's something significant that happens in a negative. That's my thought on it.
You made a great point, E. You made a great point, right, man. You transitioned me perfectly to what I'm ready to say.
Mm-hmm.
It became normalized. Everybody has drones. I have two. I have no idea how right now, but I have two. But I've noticed in the last 2.5 months, while I was home sitting on my bed, nothing to do, I noticed different drones flying around, but I didn't really pay attention to it. Everybody has drones. And then I noticed some of them were like, man, that's a big drone. But I didn't make a big thing about it. About a month. It's been a month and a half now. It's a national issue. Up here, we've been so that my neighbor and I were talking about this the other day. We saw more drones than usual. So what you said was right on point. It became normalized, and they're sensationalizing it. I think.
How will this end, Kenny? How will this end?
How will it end?
Yeah.
I'm really gonna go with it'll just fade. It's a test to see the national reaction, the reaction of people. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that's where I'm going with it. I think it'll just fade away to be on to.
That's what Margaret says too. She said it'll just fizzle out. People forget all about what they saw, and they'll be on to the next thing. Just like I said, they'll be on to Jay-Z or whoever, somebody ass out or something of it. You know what I mean? They'll be on to something. Yep. Something that Trump will come to power and they'll be on to him again and all.
And I say that because the security of this nation is second in a drones. This country can put a missile through an enemy's front, a ship 100 miles offshore and not hit the doorstep. You think they catch us from drones? I do believe it's some kind of test, some kind of experiment, and they're well aware.
Do you believe the reason that they say they just can't shoot a drone down is because of the size of the craft and that the altitude at which a drone is flying, which is much closer to the public, it's not commercial level flight altitude, and that could cause, the damage of trying to shoot it down could cause severe damages to the general public at large. Did you buy that answer?
Well, I do.
And also the fact that Laddie, you made a good point, Laddie. These drones are not.
You shooting 50 cal rounds, bullet wise out of a plane. You shooting like 50 cal. Keep going. That's like you shooting little missiles through the city. That's definitely doable, especially at a low altitude. That's going to hit. Yeah, it's going to be a problem.
Somebody knows what's going on. Don't believe it.
The other aspect of these is we're talking about drones, and some people might have an idea that these are small little drones. Some of these drones, it's been reported that some of these drones are the size of UV, and I don't know how many people.
Size
of an SUV. A car or an SUV, yes. And I don't know how many people could afford.
They could have a whole person, a grown ass man up in there.
Correct. Yeah. Or passengers.
He could lift feet. Yes.
Because I don't know how many people could afford the amount of drones they're seeing at that size. How many people can afford to have drone size and fly somewhere? That's why I said this is beyond. This is beyond just some street stuff. At a government level or beyond.
Absolutely.
Hold on, let me read
Chucky, you're right. I read the other day, Chucky.
One they found was made by a company under BlackRock. Is that BlackRock the investor?
Investment company. The investment company. I think he's talking about that.
A threat.
Well, they're not just the investment company. They are definitely.
You know what? Another theory was this, and I'm just throwing it out. It was that they made in the video, again, not my thought, but the guy said that when they're ready for manipulation or control, just like with the COVID situation, the control that they wanted was to get you willingly accepting to lose your rights and lose your power under the guises of some type of incident where the government controls and seizes your rights more. And one of the situations here is that the guys said in the video is that this is another one of those ploys, because after COVID and after 9/11 came the implementation at the airports that you had to go through all of this stuff to fly. And one of the things with COVID was now you got to go through all of these things with taking a shot and all of this. So the public will gullibly accept these new implementations of restrictions on their rights and everything else, just to
If
go
they're
along
scared
and get along, to have some sense of their life with less powers. What say y'all about that, audience, and you, Kenny?
Well, it was going to end with
What you think,
legislation.
Kenny?
Say it again, brother. I can hardly hear you. Say it again.
I said, what do you think about that? About people giving up their rights just and government like restricting you even more? Like you can't do or you got to do this. Just
Yeah, that seems like it's been part of the plan for quite some time. That's something that's probably in the works, in the mix. But I put a theme out there for this whole thing, and I'm a conspiracy theorist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to throw a narrative we can keep it pushing. Elon Musk. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay, you're not gonna add it.
I'm going to leave it at that. It sounds crazy, but I did some reading and some research. I ain't complete, but I'm just going to throw a name out there.
Okay.
This is what he do.
He's got enough resources to cause that concern.
He has a contract with the federal government to destroy the space station in 30 because they don't want it floating around. Almost $1 billion. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow. All right. Very interesting conversation, most definitely tonight. Thank you, Emma. Yeah, I think it's crazy too. Any other theories or conspiracy or thoughts on why and what? But I know nobody wanted to really say what it was. But there was
because we don't know. We don't have enough. We don't have information to say what it is. We just don't.
No,
you don't.
I know that, Q, but I'm just saying.
What were you saying, though?
Theories. I'm not saying your theory is correct. I'm just asking you for an
Right.
idea. Now, one video that I watched, this guy was taking it from a religious standpoint of saying that, we in end times, definitely. And that because he said that what he saw was not only craft, but also white circular orbs that were flying around next to these drones. So what a white orb is, right? A bright light,
Yeah.
a little orb, whatever. And then he said this actually was, and this is his theory, not mine now. I'm just regurgitating, but he said that there was actually a warfare going on in the skies right now, and that the drones are U.S. or Earthling drones as a war force to try to corral or fight the orbs that's going around. So, and he couldn't speculate what the orbs was in nature, whether it was a spiritual or alien being or some type of other force or source of life, but and the government is trying to corral it. So, that's a thought. Anyway, I don't know if y'all want to opine. We keep it moving to the next segment.
We going down a rabbit hole there.
That's what it is, but hey, let's rock.
Thomas Rockin says, "I'm not trusting it. We're too lax about it, in my opinion."
I understand. I understand you feel that way, Emma. I can understand that way.
I do. I didn't want to throw that name out there, but I had to. That's just how I feel. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I do believe Chucky is right about just if you follow the breadcrumbs to the money, they usually lead you to stuff.
Yeah.
So, I agree with that. Anyway, fellas, let's move on. Let y'all be more opinionated, but
That's
I'm
it.
conservative tonight. I want to shout out to my brother right now before we move to the next segment. Today is December 17th, 2024 of the year that our Lord has made. And in 2 more days, it's going to be Quavy's birthday.
Oh, damn.
Shout out to Quavy's birthday, y'all. Shout out, happy birthday to Big Brother Q.
All right. Thank you.
You know
Thank you.
what?
Appreciate that. Appreciate the love.
Happy birthday, boy. I know Chef Marley's birthday Thursday, the 19th also. Happy birthday to her, too. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so look, tonight we're going to segue to something. Yeah, no doubt. Margaret.
Thank you, Margaret.
Yes,
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday.
All right.
So look, we're going to talk about, let me play this video real fast, then we come back. But have you ever noticed, when you watch this video, we're going to segue to Christmas, a little bit about Christmas, because we're coming up on it. Let's say this was our Christmas month. We were doing the whole month. Last show of the year, so we're going to definitely get Christmas in. Watch some of these kids' reactions, and then we're gonna talk about it on the other side. Check it out.
I told you. Mom. I literally knew it.
Wait a minute. We have a winner.
It's perfect. Easy tickets. I go to the stadium. Nice, it's our bag, isn't it? It's one of the Oh! I took it off my list because I had too much! Where's it? Oh, it's inside. Oh my god, on my leg!
Oh, look at that.
I didn't think you was gonna get me!
Look at that chain.
Oh, holiday next year! Oh my god, look! I love it! I love it! Girl, come give mommy a hug.
Oh my god, I knew it! I knew it! Yes! Yes!
Wait, what is this? Family Feud?
Wait.
You got it wrong!
Thank you.
Girl, I will knock all this shit over. Stop crying.
Yeah.
Did you really turn off in the middle of it? Ooh, I was not expecting that.
Careful.
Oh my god! He's gonna collar me! Oh my gosh, it's crying! Let me see Oh goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh goodness.
Who is it?
Mama Doris.
Let me open it.
Mama Doris.
What do you say?
Mama Doris.
What do you say, Auntie?
Thank you.
You
Thank
You
you.
want Mama open it?
Banana! You got a banana! Of course! You need help? Yeah. Banana! Okay.
Yay!
Real information.
Oh, I love you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love it.
It's just something about giving and receiving and Christmas and kids and everything else.
And the reaction.
The reactions was priceless, man. The reactions
Yeah.
was absolutely priceless. Q, before we talk about the budget part of it and all of that, what did you just think about just the sheer reaction of people, during Christmas, and particularly the last two. I want to talk. Most of them had a common theme until the last two was slightly different.
Yeah.
What y'all
Yeah.
Look. I mean, I don't want to come off like just something like that, but man, it's we've just taken it to a whole nother level. And you know who makes out everybody? Retail shops, big businesses make out, because we've made this that it was never really intended to be, but it is now. It is what it is, and we condition them from infancy into adulthood. We condition to expect to receive gifts in nature, when really Christmas could be, it could be every day, to the ones you love and family, friends, and loved ones. But we make this about one day, and I don't know. I just changed the way I look at it now. So that's me. That's my. But far as the question itself, the importance of giving gifts, it can be a great thing. Because it shows love. It shows compassion. It teaches us about generosity. It really does. But there's a balance between that and the materialism that we talked about of the giver and those who receive. Teaches us some of those basic principles, which can be good as we move life in our everyday lives. And I'm talking about these principles carry over from just Christmas time giving. We're talking about giving to those less than ourselves and things of that nature. Giving up, and not only it can be from a monetary standpoint, but the giving can be time and from our resources as well. But I don't want to into other people's questions. But those just some of my initial thoughts.
Kenny.
It's an emotional time, especially when you get an unexpected gift. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's small or inexpensive. It's just an emotional time. It's a time that thought about you and gave you a gift. During the holidays, kids, I remember my kids, especially my youngest, were younger. The least little thing they see that they haven't seen before, they would go crazy. And they would play with that thing for a day or so, and then they realize 2 days later they got other presents. So it's just emotional time, and it's always a sign of appreciation when people have outbursts.
The outburst of emotion, especially with kids. One thing I thought about with kids, and I don't know, I'm just trying to put myself in the kid's mindset, because we in full-grown adult mindset where we got money, we want some shit, we go buy. You know what I mean? But a kid, they want some stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I mean? That's all right there. So
That's it.
Say it again, Lenny. Say that one more time.
I say we as grown adults,
Yeah.
we grown, we work, we make money, we want something, we go get it. A kid, they just want some stuff. They really don't have no resource of how do I get it. When they get it, especially if it's, this is what I'm trying to wrap myself back into the kid's mindset. You follow what I'm saying? Oh, you feel me on Q? You know what I'm saying? Help me out. Finish it off.
Well, you got to keep on going. Get it, then what? I mean, you don't have what you can get from somebody else. So you definitely moon elated to get that, because it was on the grace of someone else. So, I mean, I can see you being extremely, grateful, as you should be.
And I mean, I like what Cheryl's saying too about, because most of those videos where, I'm just saying kids don't have the resources to just go buy something ready or available. Right. We want something. We say,
I like Cheryl like that answer too.
I'm going to buy this. I'm going to the Beyonce show. Hell with my car payment. We can do that because we got the money. Kids can't. They can't just, get that PlayStation, whatever, number 10, 15, 20, whatever the hell it is now. But I did like the kid with the banana.
Yes.
The banana was just, it was just so, to me, the reaction was sheer gratitude of, it's a banana, but yeah, that's what I want right there.
Yeah,
and I'm happy as hell to get that banana.
Yep.
That's exactly what I wanted.
That was priceless to me. And then the kid that gave his father the Mountain Dew soda, the kid was just as filled as the father was. You feel me, Arden? You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's what it's about.
Anyway,
No doubt.
Arden, I'm coming your way.
What you got?
Speaking of gratitude.
The expression of gratitude during the gift-giving process can enhance the emotional band. For both giver and receiver. I mean, without question. I mean, the give is a blessing to itself. Now, if you have a very great and grateful receiver, the energy is incredible because I don't think anyone was able to look at that exchange through those videos and have a big smile on your face. I mean, you got to be, if not, but to give is a blessing. It's a blessing to receive. I mean, so it's just when somebody's like over the like super and joyed because you took the time out to get them something or even prepare
Yeah.
something, and I think that's a lost cause. Aren't doing as much. It was one at one point in time who didn't have as much money. They would make something, literally make something for somebody they cared about.
DIY.
Than just going to the store and picking something up and it up. It
Mhm.
took thought, time, concern, sometimes buy something to prepare it with or out of and do all of that for someone.
Have you ever
So,
received a gift like that? Have you ever received a memorable
yes.
gift like that from somewhere along the lines? Any of y'all?
Like that sweater, that hoodie I have would stay up on
Yep.
it, piece and everything else. My
Yeah.
children
Golf
made
hat.
that with me, in one of those times where we did some stuff like that for Christmas, Kwanzaa, where we would make gifts for each other. And
Wow.
that's I kept. You know what I mean? For real.
That sweater, you still wear that to the day. Okay.
I
I
worked
never
out
knew
in
the
it this
meaning behind
morning.
it. I never knew the meaning behind that hoodie, Arden. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. How about you, Q or Kenny?
Man, pretty much piggybacking off of what Arden said, to give is a blessing, and to receive, depending on who you receive it from, and at the time, is a blessing as well. It's very emotional. It could be said, didn't really have it to give, gave what they gave, but they gave it out of appreciation, something you may have done for them. You may have changed something in their life, and bam, they surprised you. Like, man, I wasn't expecting this. Wow, this is awesome. It was a small gift, but it was just the token of Jason. So yes, absolutely.
How about you, Q?
Yeah, I've received gifts. Matter of fact, you guys got some gifts that somebody made for us. A bracelet somebody made for us. Kenny, you haven't received yours yet. But when I
Yeah,
see
I'll be
your
down there
gift,
next week. I'm on vacation.
gifts that people make for. I can remember having crochet scarves and hats and stuff made for us. Our own mother made gifts for us.
Thank
So
you.
those kind of like you said, those type of things kind of they have a little more meaning to you. It was made with someone's quote sweat unquote.
Yeah,
And it came from the heart.
absolutely.
It came from the heart. Rather than going out and just buying us something. You kind of cherish it more. I know I do. So but I know it was made with love.
There was a video that I watched when I was trying to put this together, and this family gave their mother a blanket, and the blanket had all these different squares on it. And the squares, she knew immediately what the squares were. And her husband had passed away, and they had to get all his old shirts out the closet and just made blocks out of them and put them on this blanket. So each block on that blanket was one of the shirts that her husband used to wear. And it's that type of stuff. My sister once got us a pillow that she had took a picture off of Facebook of me and my wife, and she had just imposed onto a pillow. And when I opened up that gift card, I was like, damn, I felt guilty buying a gift card because I didn't put no energy into that shit. But she went all out and got a pillow with my face on it and whatnot. I was like, damn, this was some care and some thought. You know what I mean? I need to be more thoughtful. But I was appreciative, and she was for the gift card too. So it's not.
And she was happy to see you appreciate it like that. I'm sure.
Yeah, good point, Natural. Good point.
Because Lenny going all he be animated and everything else. So I did the whole thing. So when you give something like that, touch their heart, man. That's a huge gift. I mean, and you lift somebody up you lift yourself up by lifting other people up. So you can give something to somebody and it lifts it up. It definitely lifts your own.
Margaret's comment just now too. So commercialized. It's about the making of money off of us, and it's nice for someone.
Absolutely right, Margaret.
To show that they care, and
right.
I mean, you can't say a greater statement than that.
That's right.
And that ties into the last question that we're gonna get out of here for the night and for the year. Has society placed way too much emphasis on gifting and materialism during the holidays and just all the times of the year now? particularly Christmas, because Christmas is supposed to be about the birth of Christ, and if you come from the Christianity perspective, but just balancing the spiritual aspect and the true meaning into the holiday celebrations. I just remember Christmas. I grew up and I always just remember it was a time that like everybody was on a cruise ship. And what I mean by that is when you get on a cruise ship, people forget all about their white and their black to a certain degree. They forget all about they don't like Negroes, or they don't like white folks, or they don't like Hispanics or whatever. I'm just saying. And they kind of just bond. They just on vacation. Everybody just so nice to you. Oh, no, go right ahead. I can wait. Christmas had that aspect to it, where somebody used to open the door for us. And, you know what I mean? People was a little bit more jovial. People that was mean was a little bit even nicer, or smiled at work or something like that. And that's what I remember from Christmas, some of the true meanings. And probably because it's conditioning from movies and things like that.
That's what it is.
That type of stuff from our childhood. But when adults emulated it, and it was the message that was portrayed and the narrative that was portrayed, that's how it felt. Or maybe I was just naive as a child, and that's how I looked at it from my prison. But anyway, I'm just saying we have gotten away from all of that to what y'all was saying. It's just so watered down, and that's what it is. I give, you give, and it's a whole lot of ungrateful asses receiving stuff. Just as ungrateful as a mother.
No doubt.
And
So,
anyway, pick it up, fellas. Pick it up.
let me ask you this: how can we balance the spiritual aspect? To get to the true meaning of what the holiday represents. Can I ask the audience to just put something that your family does to emphasize the spiritual piece of this holiday? If y'all would be kind enough to.
Pick up on the one Emma said. When you get something you want because the giver knew you really wanted it, that shows they paid attention to you throughout the year. Great point. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Hold on, let me finish.
I like that. I like that.
She made an absolutely fantastic comment.
Yep.
It could be simple as a lunch date.
Good point, Emma. Very good point.
Good girl. It's known. You paid attention. You're absolutely right, Emma. That's right on point. It doesn't be something huge, but like you said, it's just knowing and paying it and showing that. But yeah, definitely. If you share something that your family does, to balance of the spiritual aspect of the season. Alpha is Kwanzaa, and we celebrate Kwanzaa the day after Christmas through the year, because every day is a principle and some sort of principle that you bring into your family, and you celebrate that and you push that. So that's just one thing that our family does.
Cheryl's comment was that she said her and her family have a tradition where they read faith-based Christmas stories before opening any gifts. And
Awesome.
That's an awesome
Yes.
It is. I like that, Cheryl.
And
That
you know
is.
what? I spent a couple minutes in the presence of Cheryl's family over the weekend. And I want to say on Cheryl's 60th birthday, and happy birthday once again, Cheryl.
Happy solar return.
Lanny, could you talk a little? We can't hear you, bro.
Who, talk me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I said I spent a couple minutes in the presence of Cheryl's family on Saturday at her 60th birthday party, and she has just a
great time.
outstandingly wonderful, loving family.
Absolutely.
Black excellence. Put them in the Ebony magazine. They one of them families. And,
Amen.
And they was very. I could tell the love that they had for her for her 60th. And she was definitely. Oh, she was dressed like she was on Ebony magazine too, wasn't she? Cute.
Yeah, she did. You look good. Miss Queen, you look good. You look good.
Yeah. So anyway,
Salute.
game night, bowling during my holiday thing. Like that one too.
Yeah, I like that too, Emma.
I like that. Well, game night.
Like
We
that.
got a game night coming up. Coming up for the holiday.
We're gonna get out of here, y'all. And look, once again, it's the last show of the year. We will be taking off because next Tuesday is Christmas Eve. We will not be doing a show on Christmas Eve. I ain't doing that.
Y'all ain't gonna mess with
The
Eve.
following one will be New Year's Eve. We're certainly not doing a show on that night. So
Yeah, we're not
till
doing
in
New Year's
January.
Eve or Christmas Eve.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Want to thank y'all for another fantastic year. And the New Year's show gonna be off the hook. So y'all just tell everybody now, what is that date? The first Tuesday in January. What's the date, Q? Anybody know?
I think it's I want to say the
Should be
6th.
6.
It is.
6 to 6.
It is the 7th.
The 7th?
Shouldn't be. Because it should. I mean, if Tuesday is the Christmas, I mean, it's New Year's Eve. The
Then
first
the
would
following
be
Tuesday.
I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
put it in the group. Don't worry.
okay.
Yeah.
Whatever the first Tuesday in the is, that's what we gonna be on, y'all. Love you to
So
That's
we
the
ain't
life.
7th.
playing enough. We ain't,
Yeah.
we ain't playing
7th?
enough of
Okay.
Christmas.
Well, we'll see you on the 7th.
But look, happy holidays to y'all. We love y'all.
And don't forget to wear your ugly sweaters for the holidays, your ugly Christmas sweaters. We didn't get to that tonight, but maybe another time.
No, we couldn't even get to that because it was, our computers was
Coming in
acting
late.
up. Joanne Jenkins, happy
Hey
holidays
Joe,
to you too.
happy
Happy
holidays,
holidays to
Joe.
you.
Happy
Everybody
holidays,
have a
everybody.
merry
Thank y'all
great holiday
so
season.
much. Thank y'all for joining us each and every Tuesday night throughout the year. I hope everybody great, safe, and happy
Yes.
holiday. Keep your eyes out for because they're out there.
Yep.
But we'll
Good
see
night,
y'all in a
everybody.
couple of weeks.
Good night.
Yes. And
Peace and
2025 gonna be live. We're gonna come in with something. We're gonna come from a different angle next year and be even more thought provoking. We're gonna mix a little bit old with the new, and hope y'all enjoy it. And be safe. Love up on your people that you love, because the world is different. I was telling my wife that before I left out this morning. Almost anything can happen in the world nowadays. And
True. That's true.
I
So
wouldn't
true,
be
little brother.
surprised.
So true.
Surprised.
All right.
So love the loved ones that you're still here with us. So, amen.
All right. And go tonight, the NBA Cup. Go Bucks tonight, NBA Cup.
Yes.
And go
GA, baby,
Ravens.
Oklahoma.
Go Ravens play Pittsburgh next, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go Ravens on Saturday
Oh,
night,
my
Saturday
goodness
afternoon.
gracious. That's this weekend, right?
Saturday.
Oh
Sunday.
my goodness.
Saturday.
And Eagles play the Commanders Sunday. So games
I
again.
hope we get lucky. I hope we get lucky.
Yep.
Big games.
Anyway, peace and love, y'all. Thank y'all.
All right. Good night, everybody.
See y'all next
Happy
year.
holiday.